Hey everyone, it's Bree. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for the Hip Kit Club design team. And today is Mood Board Inspired Sunday. And this is the gorgeous mood board designed by the lovely Rebecca Moore. And it is so pretty. So this is my second layout using this mood board. And I was totally inspired both times. So the first one, or the layout that you probably saw me do, was using like folded papers. But this time I was totally inspired by the flower square up in the top left, as well as the books and the apples. So keeping with the composition of the flowers in the top left part of the mood board, I decided to chop this little circle piece here from a Pink Fresh Studio pattern paper from the Best Day collection, and I just trimmed around the frame and the florals, and then I'm going to rough up and distress the edges with my Tim Holtz distress tool, and then I'm going to layer some pieces of pattern paper right underneath it just to give it extra color and just other extra interest. Now, I did use this alphabet paper that is the September Days exclusive collection, both designed by Kim and Kimberly, and it's such a fun pattern paper. Now, the photos I am using for this layout are of my boys. This is the first day and last day photos, and this was when like the whole COVID madness hit, and I hadn't scrapbooked these yet, and I thought this would be perfect to scrapbook because I've already scrapbooked this year's photos. So I just printed both the before, or the first day and last day photos, and I will be using 4 photos on this layout. So here is me layering up another piece of pattern paper underneath that, and what I've done is I trimmed out the other half of that, like wreath portion from the Pink Fresh Studio, and then I stuck it on the top just to give it a little something, and so I can have a little embellishment cluster up at the top. So there are my photos, and you can tell that in the last day photos on the right how much longer their hair is, because we shut down when they were excuse me, on their spring break in March, and then we took our last, final photos in the end of May. So they had not had haircuts, and I just love looking at their photos. I love to like compare, what they first look like at the beginning of the year, and then what they look like at the end. So, so I matted those with some pattern paper. I used those wood veneer stickers to highlight that my oldest son was in 9th, and then my youngest one was in 6th. And then I used the exclusive alphas in the navy and then in the mustard color to create my title. And I do have to say, this design is definitely out of my comfort zone. Like, this is usually not what I create, like having my title just kind of out in the open like that, and not really somewhat grounded next to my photo, or like in an empty pocket. It's just kind of there. So it was a lot of fun just to kind of, just create something that I usually don't, like with a different design. So I was just going for it, and I love these apples that I fussy cut from the Teacher's Pet pattern paper. And then I'm using some of the exclusive ephemera, since a lot of those pieces are school-based, and then I use those to include in my clusters, like the books, especially because there were books in the mood board. So I did create a little embellishment cluster up at the top left using some Pink Fresh Studio, Pink Fresh Studio floral ephemera, and I tucked in a little alarm clock along with some of those apples. I did add some tangled thread in a few areas, and then I'm going to go in with these chipboard flare stickers from Pink Fresh Studio, and I'm going to tuck those in. One says first day, one says best day, and then the top one says love. And then lastly, I'm just going to include a few of these enamel dots from Pink Fresh Studio, and that's it. Like I said, it was a lot of fun kind of really creating a different design, not something that I'm really used to, but I was really inspired by that flower in the mood board as well. I mean, the books, I just happened to have the book ephemera, so it worked. But yeah, that floral piece, how it just kind of, you got half of the flower, it really inspired me to cut up that Pink Fresh Studio pattern paper. So here is the final photo. Stay tuned for some up close shots, but that's it. I hope I've inspired you in some way today, and I cannot wait to see what y'all create with this month's mood board. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.